Genesis 35:17 says, "And it came to pass when she was in hard labor that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, thou shalt have this son also." Tamara and I have uncovered a fascinating phenomenon in our home. We observe that when we speak to one another, we don't tend to listen as well as when someone else does the speaking. Maybe it's happened to you and a member of your family or a close friend. Something you've been saying to them since time began. A complete stranger says the same thing and they've had a theophany. It's as though God himself has spoken. Why do we ignore relevant, essential counsel? Because it doesn't come directly from the mouth of God. You can't trust people's motives. Consider the source. People should mind their own business. While we shouldn't listen or confide without discrimination or discernment, we should also reject the idea that God will exclusively work for us in isolation. Just me and God. Think about this. How many miracles did God perform in isolation? That is, without a human agent to touch, guide, give instruction, or pray for. While there are some, they are the exceptions. Why does God use people? Simply put, he sees what we don't. Acts chapter 9 is a perfect example. In Acts chapter 9, verses 4 and 5, scripture reveals that there was an inner conviction Saul was fighting against. The uniqueness of this insight is his inner fight was affecting people around him, particularly Christ's followers. Even though Saul is supernaturally blinded by God and could be healed in a similar fashion in isolation, God, in vision, tells him a man named Ananias is coming and he will recover his sight. So what does God see that we don't? Our vertical relationship with him always has a horizontal component. Our relationship to other human beings, these two are inseparable. I like how the Apostle John puts it. You can't say you love God who you can't see while hating your brother who you can see. 1 John 4:20. For our purposes here, you can't say you want God to speak to you, though you can't see him, while you're unwilling to listen to your brother who you can see. What is so powerful in our text today is not what was said so much as who said it. God does not speak to Rachel directly, but he speaks to Rachel through her midwife. Please don't miss this point. God speaks to us through people. Lord, forgive me for not accepting your counsel, encouragement, rebuke, correction, and instruction because it doesn't come in the way I want it. Help me to know your voice so well that when you speak through someone, I know it's you. And please help me overcome my fear of being disappointed, hurt, betrayed by people, to the point that I can't hear you speaking to me through them.